fighters from bare hands to toxic. You're an average warrior, I be the master. I can teach you how to fight and move faster. One false move, kid, that be disaster. I beat you endless and continue the day after. Street Fighter 3, that's right, the third chapter. This game's for real, no lies or no actors. Pick your character, don't wanna represent your life. You start with anybody, so make your choice right.
Select to make your first pick. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Choose and pick the best one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Select to make your first pick. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Choose and pick the best one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Select to make your first pick. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Choose and pick the best one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Select to make your first pick. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Choose and pick the best one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yo, one box could leave you messed up and fractured. Block these uppercuts, they may need you captured. May the best fighter win and win again. Battle to the top until his life ends. But if his life ends and he starts to decay, may one of his street soldiers avenge me.
See you talking to the game, couldn't be talking to me. I got enough to beat and more soldiers to bury. You know we just clicked in and made you realize this game is twice as hard. You see that with your own eyes.
You're on the way to choose your type of life, cause you gotta. I tell you from now, which fighter will be the hotter. I don't think you want this one, just practice. Just challenge me when you're ready with your tactics. High punch and spin kicks, watch your back split. I see you in the air when I make you backflip.
Select to make your first pick. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Choose and pick the best one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Select to make your first pick. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Choose and pick the best one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Select to make your first pick. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Choose and pick the best one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Select to make your first pick. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Choose and pick the best one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Practice. Training. Training room. Akuma.
Are you worthy of death?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Choose and pick the best one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Select and make your first pick. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Choose and pick the best one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Select and make your first pick. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Choose and pick the best one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I know you got your options, so pick the right thing. Some choices to make, a mad ruckus to bring. I'm just hooked on it. Dark bodies who want it. I don't know where you got your skills from. Jump off it, bring it on. Any opponent or contender, no one can stop this. With guns and objects, as far as I'm concerned, yo, it's only one topic. 20 street fighters from bare hands to toxic. You're an average warrior, I be the master. I can teach you how to fight and move faster. One false move, kid, that be disaster. I beat you endless and continue the day after. Street Fighter 3, that's right, the third chapter. This game's for real, no lies and no actors. Pick your character, don't wanna represent your life.
Blanca.
I'll show you strong! What are you waiting for? I don't have time to play. What are you waiting for? I don't have time to play. What are you waiting for? I don't have time to play. What are you waiting for? I don't have time to play. What are you waiting for? I don't have time to play. What are you waiting for? I don't have time to play. What are you waiting for? I don't have time to play. What are you waiting for? I don't have time to play.
There's two sides to every story. Then defeat all the pain of the glory. It all burns away. But how did it go so wrong? Now it's all gone. Forget yesterday. It ain't worth the pain. It ain't worth the pain. The pain of remembering.
Perfection. Nothing in this world is truly perfect. You could have just watched the best movie ever, or played the best game ever, and I'd bet there would still be a few things that you wish were done better. And Pokemon games are no different. Although fun and formulaic, each Pokemon game appears to have at least one major shortcoming that we all wish could be fixed in some manner. Whether it's Johto's team building issues, Hoenn's water, Sinnoh's sluggish gameplay, or any other number of things, every game appears to have some sort of unignorable flaw. Well, all except for one. Pokemon's 5th generation is a tale of two extremes, from one of the most widely hated generations to one of the most beloved. Pokemon Black and White would serve as a soft reboot of the series, taking Pokemon back to its roots with a brand new setting disconnected from everything we'd known before. It was a bold risk that left many veteran fans feeling alienated from the series, but now history looks back at this choice more favorably. Another bold choice Game Freak made in this generation was the decision to abandon the traditional 3rd enhanced version in favor of sequels that continued the story from Black and White and expanded on the region of Unova. Game Freak could have done what they've always done and dipped their hands back into the cookie jar for a few extra $1 million, but truthfully, Black and White were very polished compared to previous generation launching titles. They didn't really need that new coat of paint for $40. And the producers felt that making a Pokemon Gray would actively go against the themes laid down by the originals. And so, 2 years later in 2012, Pokemon Black 2 and White 2 were released, featuring a new story, new characters, new locations, and an expanded Pokédex that included Pokemon from previous regions. Above all else, it felt like Black 2 and White 2 attempted to bridge the gap between people who really liked the fresh new experience that Unova offered, and people who liked a more traditional Pokemon experience focused on the adventure rather than the story. Admittedly, although I feel like Black and White's story is far superior to this game's story, I do think this game strikes a better balance between narrative and exploration. Sure, these games are still very linear, which was a big complaint that some fans had with Black and White, but that's also just the way that most modern Pokemon games are. At the very least, I would say, like Black and White, this game's linearity is at least in service of a decent narrative. There are tons of other Pokemon games just as linear as this one, with barren stories that don't really require linear progression. Looking at you again, X and Y, Sword and Shield. Compared to Black and White, there are far fewer breaks for exposition and dialogue here. The only particularly egregious break in this game, I would say, is the forced Pokestar Studios tutorial after the second gym, but that's just 10 minutes of my life that I won't get back. It's not an issue that affects a large portion of the game. Additionally, the routes and other locations get massive expansions that feel more in line with what you'd see in regions like Hoenn or Sinnoh, but like Black and White, there are far fewer HMs required for navigation. Discounting Cut, which you only really need for the first leg of the game, and Waterfall, which is scarcely used at all, the only HMs you really need to explore most of Unova are Strength and Surf. Compared to the 7 or 8 required HMs in previous regions, I can't overstate how much of a welcome change this was. Even cities like Castelia get massive updates with the sewer system that can lead to a secret Central Park area where you can catch Eevee, or the Relic Passage which connects the sewers to the Relic Castle to Driftvale City. There really is no shortage of things to do between story beats in this game, as each new area is jam-packed with side content. Even if it's still linear, there are tons of opportunities across Unova to open up your world. On top of that, things like Day of the Week events and seasons also carry over from Black and White and are expanded further here, incentivizing you to backtrack and explore the same area multiple times in hopes of finding something new. Similar to the real-world New York City which Unova is based on, most of Unova are Strength and Surf. Compared to the 7 or 8 required HMs in previous regions, I can't overstate how much of a welcome change this was. Even cities like Castelia get massive updates with the sewer system that can lead to a secret Central Park area where you can catch Eevee, or the Relic Passage which connects the sewers to the Relic Castle to Driftvale City. There really is no shortage of things to do between story beats in this game, as each new area is jam-packed with side content. Even if it's still linear, there are tons of opportunities across Unova to open up your world. On top of that, things like Day of the Week events and seasons also carry over from Black and White and are expanded further here, incentivizing you to backtrack and explore the same area multiple times in hopes of finding something new. Similar to the real-world New York City which Unova is based on, in these games it truly feels like the world never sits still. It's a living, breathing world in almost every aspect. Of course, I would say that's greatly aided by the satisfying art style of Gen 5 in general. Naturally, as the last 2D sprite-based generation, this serves as the pinnacle of Pokemon's art style, in my opinion at least. The Pokemon are still charmingly animated throughout battle as they were before, but so too now are the NPC trainers, injecting just a little bit more personality into every encounter this game has to offer. Similar to the many bridges from Black and White, new areas like the Marine Tube and redesigned gyms are introduced just to show off the satisfying marriage of traditional sprite art with 3D world design. Climactic moments like the battle against Iris or Kyurem's transformation are also wonderfully presented both in 2D and 3D. Speaking of redesigned gyms, every gym now has its own unique rendition of the iconic gym music. Gyms just have an indescribable feeling of grandiosity in this game that I don't think any other Pokemon game has ever been able to match. And that even goes for the more laid-back ones like Marlin's. In terms of both art direction and musicality, very few Pokemon games are on the same level as this one. Black 2 and White 2 are also packed with all kinds of extra features to reward players who already played Black and White. The Memory Link exists as a feature to fill in the gaps of the 2-year time skip, explaining why certain gym leaders have new roles, how Iris became champion, and what N's feelings were after the ending of the first game. This feature also unlocks the ability to capture N's former Pokemon across the Unova region, and lets you battle against Cheren and Bianca. The ability to become champion, and what N's feelings were after the ending of the first game. This feature also unlocks the ability to capture N's former Pokemon across the Unova region, and lets you battle against Cheren and Bianca using their original teams. Unova Link also allows you to get content from the opposite version, like certain Regis and the Black City or White Forest. And of course, this feature even includes a difficulty system. It's a terribly implemented difficulty system that is needlessly complicated to unlock and use from the beginning, but it exists, so by default it's the best difficulty system in the series. Truthfully, it doesn't change a ton about the game. In challenge mode, gym leaders in Elite Four have 1 extra Pokemon each, NPC teams can be up to 5 levels higher than before, and most notable trainers will now be holding items and have improved movesets. But somehow this barely affects Hugh, who manages to have like the worst team of any rival ever for most of the game. The post-game here is also marvelous, and frankly I would put it on the same level, if not higher, than Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Even in the post-game, you'll find that the old locations of southeastern Unova have changed quite a bit in only 2 years. You can even revisit a ton of the areas from the main story to find that there's been new content added in the post-game. Of course, at the top of that list is the Pokemon World Tournament in Driftvale City, which now features every gym leader and champion from past regions. I'll be honest, I fully prefer this to the Battle Frontier. It cuts out the monotonous win against like 50 NPCs in a row crap with 3 quick battles against notable trainers who are actually fun to challenge. Their teams will even change if you want to battle against them again. If long, monotonous battle challenges are your thing though, then there's always the Battle Subway, Black Tower, and White Tree Hollow, which can provide dozens of hours of tough battles. I haven't even mentioned that N gets his own post-game storyline where you can explore the ruins of N's castle, catch his legendary dragon, and unlock monthly battles against N who will use variants of always the battle against them again. If long, monotonous battle challenges are your thing though, then there's always the Battle Subway, Black Tower, and White Tree Hollow, which can provide dozens of hours of tough battles. I haven't even mentioned that N gets his own post-game storyline where you can explore the ruins of N's castle, catch his legendary dragon, and unlock monthly battles against N who will use various weather teams against you. These are also the last games where catching all of the post-game legendaries feels oddly fun and less like a chore. Starting with Oras and continuing into Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, Sword and Shield, and BDSP, the past legendaries are all thrown into these weird space-time distortions, and it just feels like a joyless gauntlet to catch them all. Here you actively have to seek out the Lake Trio, Cresselia, Heatran, Latios, Latias, and the Regis. It may not be every legendary in existence, but at least the ones that do come back are handled like proper legendaries should be. On the flip side, I do think the Unova region legendaries suffer in this regard. The Swords of Justice are no longer locked away in obscure locations that you have to seek out, rather they just appear before you at various times. Maybe the thought process behind this was that everybody already knew where to find them, so why bother hiding them? But still, I like it more when legendaries are a reward for exploration, not just roadblocks that everyone comes across at the same time. And because they want to promote their new 3DS application, Pokemon Dream Radar, Tornadus, Thundurus, and Landorus are not present in the game at all. But at the very least, the game's mascot Kyurem I think is handled very well. Unlike the 4 preceding pairs of legendaries who only show up at the very end in the event of a crisis, Kyurem is the crisis. Before the game has even begun, Team Plasma has already seized Kyurem's power for themselves and is using it to devastate parts of the region. It feels more integral to the plot of the game than most legendaries do, and I really respect the decision to not let the player catch it before the post-game. This is pretty much the only game outside of Kanto where you can't roll into the final battle with an overpowered legendary on your side, and I really like that. Not to mention, this is one of the toughest final stretches that any Pokemon game has, with an incredibly long victory road, a competent Elite Four, and an excellent champion in Iris. But yeah, I really like how Kyurem is more of an active player in this game's story rather than most legendaries who just show up at the end for the... Now hold on, because it's not all sunshine and rainbows. There's a reason why I said these are the most perfect games, and not straight up perfect games. The final stretch of the game, although challenging, I would still say is a regression compared to Black and White. I really do think that Black and White have the perfect ending. They somehow found a way to roll the Pokemon League, catching the main legendary, and defeating the evil team all into one satisfying conclusion. I know some people would prefer to keep all that separated, but honestly, I think that's the ideal way to keep the end of the game more interesting. In Black 2 and White 2, after Getsus and Kyurem are defeated, it's just a long slog of Pokemon battles till the end. It's a flaw, but it shares this flaw with basically every other Pokemon game in existence that isn't Black and White. And hey, at least the Kyurem stuff happens after the 8th gym. Most games end up resolving the main conflict just after the 7th gym badge, which is way too early in my opinion. I also think the middle stretch of the game from Chargestone Cave to Lapaloosid City is a bit dry on new content. I do think it's cool that we got to explore the much more vast and interesting post-game routes from Black and White, rather than continuing the same path through Icera City. It's still not the ideal way to pace a game in my opinion, but hey, it's still better than most Pokemon titles. Another bummer is that, like Black and White, Black 2 and White 2 had a ton of cool online features like Dream World, the GTS, Intralink, and more that are no longer accessible due to Nintendo shutting down DS Wi-Fi. In fairness, this one really isn't the game's fault, it's just that Nintendo has a habit of going, uh-oh, if these services stay up too long, then we'll only have enough money to stay in business for the next 3,000 years. Fortunately, I would say that at least Black 2 and White 2 didn't put all of their eggs in the online basket that no longer exists. There's still plenty of material to play through without an internet connection, and there are loopholes you can use to even get all the mythicals. So I think this flaw is a little bit overblown by most of the community. A lot of people say that this is Gen 5's Achilles heel, but I simply don't agree with that. If you think you need Drought Ninetales from the Dream World to beat this game, then man, just go play Kirby or something, I don't know what to tell you. The regional dex could also be somewhat criticized. It was the largest regional dex for its time with 300 species, but the last 25 Pokemon are actually post-game only for some reason, which sadly excludes some cool mons like Toxicroak, Yanmega, and Tyranitar, plus the fossils Leafeon and Glaceon aren't obtainable in the main story either. But hey, I'd still take a few missing Pokemon in the dex over having extremely limited access to evolution items and other team building options. Hot Gold and Soul Silver, Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. There are also a few returning Pokemon in the dex that I would consider duds like Rattata and Skitty, and some really overused ones come back like Zubat, Magikarp, and Psyduck, but by and large, I'd still consider this to be one of the best regional dexes out there. And it really is the first regional dex where one type isn't criminally underrepresented either. Because the dex is so well balanced too, you see a lot of team variety from people. Compare this to Kalos, where the dex has 150 more Pokemon, but thanks to the excessive amount of crappy early game fillers and extremely overpowered options, most people's teams end up just looking like this. To an extent, since Black 2 and White 2 ends around level 60 to 65 depending on which mode you play on, it even addresses the complaints that people have about Univa's Pokemon evolving way too late. It doesn't fully fix it, but at least it's possible to get something like Bisharp before you arrive at the Pokemon League. There's even a static level 25 Braviary or Mandibuzz available on Route 4 depending on the version, so you don't have to wait till level 54 if you really enjoy using those Pokemon. They do the same thing with a level 30 Volcarona in the Relic Castle too, negating the need to raise Larvesta all the way to level 59. Again, it's not a dex without its flaws, but I would say it's remarkably well done. It brings back a ton of great Gen 1 through 4 Pokemon, and at least attempts to make some late game Gen 5 Pokemon more accessible. Ultimately, I would say that this dex goes a long way towards making Black 2 and White 2 as enjoyable as they are. Overall, Pokemon Black 2 and White 2 are games stuffed to the brim with content, and there's not just a lot of it, but it's really well-polished content. Content that I think a lot of people didn't even have time to fully appreciate since X and Y came out only a year later. and content that a lot of people didn't even get to experience at all, given that these games only sold about 8 million copies. I know that's still numbers that most franchises would kill for, but this is Pokemon we're talking about. I know there will be people who watch this video who haven't played Black 2 and White 2 before, and if you are, then I would highly recommend you do. Although there are components that, in a vacuum, I think other Pokemon games have done better, such as multiplayer and narrative, I believe that overall Black 2 and White 2 have the most solid core that appeals to the widest amount of Pokemon fans. And I say this despite Black 2 and White 2 not even being my favorite Pokemon games. I actually like Black and White 1 more despite some of their more obvious issues. But nonetheless, I think this is a game most Pokemon fans will confidently rank in the top tier. Before I end this video off, I'd like to give a shout out to my revisit a ton of the areas from the main story to find perfection. Nothing in this world is truly perfect. You could have just watched the best movie ever or played the best game ever, and I'd bet there would still be a few things that you wish were done better. And Pokemon games are no different. Although fun and formulaic, each Pokemon game
Pokemon on the DS.
perfection. Nothing in this world is truly perfect. You could have just watched the best
All of these for one reason or something except if I'm being perfect. The thing is that autumn is such a magical time to me because it encompasses not only the greatness that is spooky season, which signifies the return of horror elements, but it similarly sweeps in a period of ambience and serenity along the color of the leaves. Over the Garden Wall and Animal Crossing are great examples of the spot, with their vivid imagery and soundtracks rife with classical as well as folk elements, giving off an air of nostalgia. Pokemon Black and White manages to capture my sensibilities for similar reasons. If I'm being perfectly honest, the hardest part about scripting this video was putting into words what fall represents to me. But, trying my best, it's this sense of comfort that flows in with the strong atmosphere as we ride toward the finish line of the year. It's that aura of comfort that makes me feel reflective and perceptive of things that weren't necessarily evident to me originally. Certainly, the introduction of Seasons to the Pokemon series went a long way to bolster the sentiment, but it's also because I consider Autumn to be this gateway into an inviting and immersive world, a world that I believe Pokemon Black and White captures magnificently. There's something extraordinarily captivating about these entries in the franchise, and I find a great portion of that feeling comes from all the small details planted into the 5th generation titles, which by themselves are merely cute additions, but together culminate into something exceptional. For that reason, I wanted to dive into the Unova region and note my personal favorite details that I believe give Unova its charm and cozy vibe, fitting at this time of the year. As a disclaimer, I will be primarily focused on the particulars of Black and White, not so much its sequels, but I will make the occasional reference when it feels necessary. With that being said, get cozy for an examination of Black and White's intricacies, and let's go visit the world of Pokemon. My history with Pokemon Black and White is a bit of a peculiar one. When the Generation 5 installments released back in September 2010, I was a freshman in high school and there was a lot of excitement. All of my friends had picked up their version of choice, mine being White version, and we would always talk about our team or what new Pokemon we particularly loved. Now, it's been over 10 years since that initial playthrough, and while I remember enjoying my journey through the Unova region, I also distinctly recall coming away from the experience believing it was the weakest Pokemon entry. I thought the region was too linear. Only having the new ensemble of Pokemon available before finishing the game was dumb and didn't like the open-ended Elite Four? I was a dumb teenager, okay? However, I've always loved replaying Pokemon games, and I wanted to give the game another chance since maybe there was something I was missing. A few months later, I played for the main story again, and came away appreciating what Black and White was immensely more. After some more time had passed, I played the game a third time, and it was at that moment I realized maybe this was my favorite Pokemon game. And it's this mindset where Black and White always presents you with a new fresh outlook or perspective on things that really garner my attention and I believe embodies what the game does. Now, Pokemon games have been known for introducing a new mechanic each generation, which shakes up the standard formula to some degree. Some of these are additions that don't inherently affect the world itself, like the godsend that are the running shoes introduced in Ruby and Sapphire, while others are larger in scale and responsible for world building to some degree, such as the day and night cycle from Gold and Silver. Black and White is no exception to this trend, and manages to follow the latter notion by introducing a mechanic which merges the principles of world building and gameplay innovation into one entity. That mechanic is the seasonal cycle. The most noticeable change brought by the seasons is of course the continually changing aesthetics, which makes Unova feel more alive than previous regions in addition to keeping the experience relatively fresh. The reason for this being that Unova's seasonal cycle isn't a perfect recreation of what we are familiar with in reality. The order of winter, spring, summer, and fall remains the same, however each season will only last a month before moving to the next. Furthermore, these seasons are all linked to specific months, so spring occurs during January, May, and September, summer comes with February, June, and strangely October. That's besides the point. Although most of my replays are finished in a period shorter than a month, I can't express how nice of an option it is to influence the present season by changing the clock on the DS whenever I want. Starting a playthrough in autumn and you want the game to reflect reality? Go for it. Getting sick of the snow and want to escape to a sun-bathed world? Just make it summer. And there are so many little artistic details within this system, like the fluttering petals on Route 1, or piles of leaves flooding the terrain that makes it feel like Game Freak undoubtedly cared about this world. Aesthetics go a long way into successful world building, yet seasons also have gameplay effects as I mentioned. Just like previous day and night cycles, on a selection of 8 routes, or 9 if you're playing Pokemon Black and White 2, the encounter rates of some Pokemon will change depending on the season. For example, on Route 6 of Black and White, the pool of Pokemon will be Deerling, Carablast, Tranquil, Fungus, and Swadloon for spring through autumn. However, in winter, Tranquil will be replaced by Vanillite, and not just because it's an ice type, but Tranquil would have likely flown south for the winter. Yes, I'm getting excited over a bird doing bird things, but there's just something about it that feels cohesive with the game's vision. Now, admittedly, the depth to this rarity system is rather shallow, which is why I'd love to see seasons return in a future installment, but that doesn't take away from some of the charming details that do exist. Continuing with that, seasonal changes can influence the way players will progress through certain routes or make small areas reachable that never were before. In the wintertime, good luck finding Pokemon in the various marshlands as they'll now be converted into the bane of every child under the age of 8. Ice puzzles. In Black and White 2, massive piles of leaves will make several items that were unreachable, well, reachable. The Castelia sewers will be dried up or filled to the brim with water during the flood seasons of spring and summer, with each version permitting access to areas like the back alley or various rooms. Even with everything that's been said, there's still even more minutia, like the duration of morning and day beginning at different times depending on the season. Castelia cones can't be purchased at the stand in winter. And, like the secretly extra man that he is, will have bloody seasonal wardrobes, except it's Pokemon teams instead of clothes. It's unbelievable. Yet that's exactly why seasons are such a brilliant addition to the series in my eyes. But all of these pale in comparison to one of my favorite details in the Generation 5 titles. I'm gonna go ahead and make a grandiose statement, but in my opinion, this is one of the greatest soundtracks ever conceived. Now, a lot of my opinion is rooted in subjectivity, as I have a large personal attachment to the soundtrack, something I will address later. However, the amount of effort placed into crafting this soundtrack is phenomenal, and a great part of what makes Black and White's collection of music so fantastic. Let's start with how the seasons incorporate musical elements to give Unova personality. Pokemon routes were known for having a static theme attached to them until the advent of Diamond and Pearl, when new nighttime variants of each area's song were implemented. An addition I absolutely love since it helps set the mood and breathes life into these areas. I'm also just a Xenoblade fan, and that's kind of standard for the series. Generation 5 abandoned the nighttime variants, but instead implemented seasonal music variants that are split into several different categories. Here's a visualization of their breakdown, but let's take a look at the shifts in instrumentation for the Route 2 to Sky Arrow Bridge range. The flutes in the springtime emanate a whimsical, lively vibe that is fitting for the season of new beginnings. Summer, as a season defined by freedom and growth, has the loudest arrangement of them all. As for the fall, a piano marks the drop in energy from the summer as the temperature and foliage begin to dwindle, while still retaining a level of mellowness and comfort. Finally, that brings us to the winter arrangement, which implements chimes into the intro, possibly symbolizing a faintness in the world that comes with the cold air and snow, yet returning with a flourish of magic. These different compositions mingle with the visual changes in such a way that makes Unova such a fun, immersive fictional space to dive into. And I would be remiss to not mention my personal favorite of these variants, Undella Town. Tucked away within the postgame, Undella Town is a spot for respite after a long journey and has two compositions. In the summer, Undella Bay is a bumpin' tropical song that would make Mario Kart 64's Koopa Troopa Beach jealous. For every other month, Undella Town is filled with a somber, reflective air as the slow melody accompanied by the relaxing sound of waves plays. Although I prefer the non-summer variant, it only works so well because of the dichotomy that exists between these two arrangements. One's full of vibrance, the other is melancholic, and yet they both occupy the same space. That, to me, is a shining example of how significant the music is to defining the mood of a given environment. Despite most of the discussion revolving around the seasons, the utilization of these small musical beats extends way past this mechanic. The seasonal arrangements are certainly proof of it, but the best way to describe Unova's music is that it's dynamic. For instance, a great number of routes will add an extra instrument to what you hear whenever the player is moving. With the exception of Route 1, which throws in a tambourine when the player moves, all of the others will include a snare drum. This was a discovery I didn't make until I streamed the game over a year ago, and I can't help but feel appreciative that a game I've beaten several times can still find new ways to surprise me. Nevertheless, it doesn't stop there. The element of Unova's kinetic music that's always remained my favorite is its integration into town areas. Let's use Akuma Town as an example, which most people likely know as the Furlock song. You're coming hot off the heels of Route 1, and then you're greeted with a rather nice piece that might have you thinking, okay, that's a pretty catchy theme for a Pokemon game's second town. That's like Old Dale tier. Not bad. Maybe you start exploring the town, you mosey on up the stairs in the top right until you find yourself in a room with a guy on the drums and a girl on the piano. Do you want to listen to my drum? Yeah, okay, whatever. My heart, as long as my heart beats, I will keep on drumming. Okay, yeah, that's cool, dude. Go ahead and oh, wait, hold up, that's pretty clean. Hey, you on the piano. Hit those keys. Yeah! So, aside from the fact that it just sounds amazing, let's examine the other reasons why this tidbit works. First off, you are rewarded for exploration, but in an interesting fashion that's not just your typical TM or medicinal item. Second, the interaction between the player and the game is extremely unique. In my research on video game immersion, I found a text called Video Games, Perspective, Point of View, and Immersion by Laurie N. Taylor that claims video game play is understood experientially through visual and auditory presentation. Video game design focuses chiefly on the visual register of play and, within the visual, on the act of seeing for the game's presentation, often ignoring the other aspects of the visual register and degrading the auditory to only a supporting role. Essentially, this means that the experience of playing a game can be broken into two components: what you see and what you hear. However, what you see will usually become the lead variable in the progression of play, while what you hear will occupy the background space. For a handful of case scenarios, yeah, that makes sense. In Mega Man, seeing what attacks my opponent is using as well as where I am on the screen is more significant to playing the game than the music in the background, as good as it may be. But with the placement of NPC musicians that can directly modify the music by means of the player's actions, those auditory components aren't playing a fully supporting role anymore. Mother 3 manifests this concept to a much greater effect as it's applicable to every battle, but this minor set of interactions from Black and White can lead to greater immersion as the line between the player and the created world is blurred. Like, that is so cool! And it's not even just Akuma Town. In both Black and White, as well as their sequels, there are 7 different locations that have this same design mentality. If you haven't, I highly recommend giving each of these a listen to hear the differences for yourself. Alright, the last thing on the subject of small musical variations comes in the form of Chargestone Cave and Twist Mountain, which will have the music slow and the notes will become lower the deeper you descend into the depths. The melody feels suffocating and lethargic the farther you go, which, just like all the other musical variations, is incredibly effective at setting the tone and giving each area an identity. Black and White soundtrack, it just has everything. Route 10, Castelia and Driftvale City, Dragon Spiral Tower, Emotion, the list just keeps going. Whenever I need a soundtrack to relax to or clear my head, Black and White is my go-to. And it's my contemplative mentality that I relate so heavily to Autumn Time. The last matter I'd like to discuss in regard to small elements building towards a larger, immersive world are the version differences between Pokemon Black and White. Just like I've previously stated, the Generation 5 titles continue the legacy established by their predecessors with the inclusion of previous systems and design choices. When talking about version differences, we're usually talking about the exclusive Pokemon split across the two games, such as Mandibuz's exclusive status in Black version, while Braviary acts as its foil in White version. But, as usual, Black and White strive to advance the series, adding more version differences in various means that seek to reinforce the themes of the respective game. Within the narrative itself, there is a great deal of lore concerning the box art legendaries Reshiram and Zekrom. The former represents the concept of truth, while the latter aligns with an idealistic view. Although I don't believe these two values to be mutually exclusive, they can be considered as distinct viewpoints. Truth is rooted in realism. It's something that's intended to be passed down from generation to generation, which is why the older brother in the Unovan origin story aligns with Reshiram. Ideals, on the other hand, are contingent on belief and look toward the future with a sense of optimism and passion, which is fitting for the younger brother who Zekrom sided with. Even if we look at Reshiram and Zekrom themselves, their secondary typings of fire and electric respectively are representative of their particular value. Fire as a symbol of enlightenment and wisdom in various cultures ties into the grounded quality of truth. Electric, typically associated with technology and advancement, connects to the innovative and visionary characteristics of ideals. These notions of truth and ideals infiltrate the Unova region's design, and usually through the lens of the most developed character in the story, N, whose arc is centered around searching for purpose. In Pokemon Black, he allies with Zekrom, so certain areas take on the form of that idealistic, futuristic approach. In Pokemon White, Reshiram is his partner, which gives those same areas a more rustic flavor. Likely the most well-known of these would be the series' first fully version exclusive locations, Black City and White Forest, which are entered in the postgame. Visually, they are remarkably different, and Black City will focus on battling fully evolved Pokemon as opposed to the wild encounters against their base forms in White Forest. Yet again, another instance of the young versus old theme. The design in Miss Trollton City uses the same blueprint for both versions, but there is a small difference in the area outside the fence to the left of the landing strip. Black version will have greenhouses as a form of technological advancement, while white version will have modest patches of soil. It serves no function, but it's just a cute detail nonetheless. The personal standout to me is the home of the final gym badge, Opelucid City, which again has a shared blueprint, but the differences are much greater. These changes can actually be witnessed first in their description, with Opelucid City being referred to as Time's dividing line. In Black and Black.
Pokemon Black and White are presented.
Hello everyone, I'm Moxie and I stream Pokemon Hardcore Nuzlocke Challenges on Twitch. Whenever I'm live streaming DS games, I get tons of questions about how I make my Desmume emulator settings look so smooth and high resolution. This is a quick guide to get the best graphics and performance for playing DS games on the Desmume emulator. You'll need a specific version of Desmume that has enhanced custom 3D textures. I've linked this in the comments below. Shout out to 4th Gen Game.
Challenger. Round 1. Fight. This will hurt. So finish. Round 2. Fight. Zongia wins! Round 1. Fight! Round 2. Fight! Akuma wins! Round 1. Fight! Round 2. Fight! This Akuma wins! A new warrior has entered the ring! Ready yourself. Round one. Fight! Round two. Fight! The deed is done. Final round. Fight! No escape. Cammy wins!
Fucking DP'd is like I did EXDP there, and I didn't get it.
Round one. Fight! Round two. Fight! comes a new challenger. Round one. Fight.
This is gonna hurt.
Round two. Fight. Mine wins. Round one. Fight.
Stay down. Gotcha. Don't do it. Hi.
Round two. Fight.
Stay down. Gotcha. My turn. Floating like a butterfly, stinging like a bee.
Mine wins.
Man, he was
What are you waiting for?
he was really mashing a button no matter like on wake up
Here comes a new
and mashing while I was hitting him, like in the middle of my strings. If I stopped the string to do a different setup, then he was already hitting a button. He was really poorly offensive. It's hard to I don't handle that right all the time. I'm trying to DP. Ah. Ah, DP.
Stay down.
Oh, fuck. That sucks. Did he just wake up medium kick? What the fuck is that? You won't wake up medium kick? Okay. I just gotta get used to this hitbox still. Okay. Okay. Damn it! Oh. This is a silly game. Yeah. Maybe I should have done the wall splat combo there. Oh! Yeah. Oh my. That sucked. I had bad reactions. Not a good loss for me. He is a pretty less than solid player. Huh? Huh? Oh man, I wish I could stop people from jumping more. Holy shit, I was waiting for him to do that, but I didn't block. Oh my, the fucking DI. Yes, wake up, yes. My issues with being on two-player with these DPs is really frustrating. I could have overhead him there. See, like, now I'm gonna have issues because I can't DP this that well. The ones where I start on second player, I do much worse, and if I end up there and like when I have to play well to win, like if my health is low or something, and then it's much harder for me to win. Oh god, man. Like there, I don't. Sure. Sacrifice.
Comes a new challenger.
Et sera.
Let us be.
I've been playing this guy since Street Fighter V, and he has never been that good. He always does. He literally has been playing like this since Street Fighter V. Like, he gets close to you and then cross jumps. He always does it. Crazy, bro. Such a stupid playstyle. Like, he doesn't play fundamentally at all, is what I'm saying. Like, he just refuses to. See, he always does that, bro. It's crazy. He's been doing that for like 7 years. So interesting. And he's so much better at jump setups than me. Oh lordy. I don't even know how I'd be doing that, bro. I finish it somehow. Ah, these fucking two-player DPs, man. Oops. No way. No way I missed that. No way I missed that. Yo, I suck, dude. I deserve that. I hope I play him later today, because that really sucks. I just fucked up super bad. Fucked up, man. I fucked up. He didn't deserve to win that, bro. I really made a big mistake, bro. I don't know why I do that. That light. This. I was trying to cross-cut him, and then I got caught up.
Here comes a new challenger.
The pleasure is mine.
I started playing a lot better, but like it really like depends on how well you can implement fundamentals a lot in these ranks. Because my fundamentals are not super good on the hitbox. I did that so slow. Bro, I'm so plus right there. I can't believe he mashed. That's crazy. I should have whiff punished that. I was doing good against J Marine too, bro. That second... What? That second game, and then I just fucking... You're kidding. God damn it. Alright. Sure. Level 2 doesn't come out twice. That's cool. Yeah, you shouldn't be mashing right there, dude. He mashes out of strings. J Marine cross jumps and is way too aggressive, and this guy mashes out of string. Oh, I should have level 2'd, bro.
Akuma win. Round 1.
He likes to jump into command grab, so I gotta be... Oh! I hate that. Okay. He's being more cautious on wake-ups right now. Yeah. Yeah, he did it again! Fuck! He's being really cautious right now. Oh, shit. Thought I was gonna go over him.
Round 2. Fight.
Much more aggressive now. Oh! Oh, fuck. I was gonna jump. Dude! Oh! Oh my god, he fucked up. I dropped my... I was gonna light DP in the super and I froze... I fucked it up. I fucked up the input.
Akuma win.
I should have done... Instead of that DP that gave him another chance. I should have done this. What? What is happening? I don't even know why he's doing that. Bro. Oh my god. Some of the problem is I don't adapt quick enough and my execution's not good. It's both things. Oh, this guy. This guy's been beating me a lot. don't know if I got lucky there or not, because he's doing a lot of... Nice punish from me. Okay. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh! He uses a lot of specials. That you can get hit by because it doesn't. Yep. Yeah. If I had done anything else to react besides parry, I would have won. Alright. This guy always beats me. Like, no! Fuck, man. I was trying to bait that, too. Proud of that. Fuck! What is my deal? Why am I getting hit by that every time?
Akuma, win!
I'm proud of that. This guy's really annoying. Yeah. 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 Ah, fuck this guy, dude. gotta watch level 2. Yeah. Oh! Oh man, I was trying to get away from. I should have backdashed. I should have backdashed because he does. That's all he fucking does is spam that overhead. I should have just backdashed, and I could have whiff punished him. Huh? I should have backdashed. That guy spams that overhead a lot, and I dealt with it the right way a bunch of times, and then at the end I didn't. This is so laggy. Why is this so laggy? This is the rank that I usually am at. Damn it! Man, I can't get my... It's just so laggy, dude. Oh! Nice. Jesus. No! Fuck! Oh, man. Yeah, I'm pretty sure level 1 would have killed him, actually. Are you serious? No! Oh, I thought I was far enough away that I could bait that. Oops, what did I do? Grab? Yeah, I deserve this. I deserve this! I whiff punished him with heavy punch from so far away. Anything onward? Whoa! Do the Bro, I was trying to DP. Forward heavy punch doesn't reach that in time. Well, that fucked me up. I'm gonna lose now. No way! Bruh. Yo. Yo, that was fucked. That was so fucked, bro. That was so fucked, dude. That was so fucked. That was so fucked, bro. That was so fucked up, man. I had him there. No way! No way that's what you did! I never do overhead there. No way that's what he did, bro. Just throw me. Fuck it. Oh, that's crazy, bro. No way he did a fucking DI right there. Why would you even? Why would you even? That's... Bruh. Well. Nice. Oh! Please die.
Akuma wins.
Shine! Shine! Da, 死んだよ。Current viewers 0. Chat rate 0. Current views 0. That's how I like it. Nobody watching, no pressure. You just get to focus on playing. That's what I want.
Here comes a new challenger. Round 1. Fight. Akuma, round one. Fight.
No. Oh, okay, he's doing that now. A lot of these guys do that, man. A lot of these guys start cross jumping when they can't get any neutral going. Just jump. Jump! Oh, fuck off. Lol. You're supposed to do that in the corner, that's kind of why. Oh. Man, who put that on that? I didn't. Not today. Or yesterday. Mono? You gotta stop kissing all these hoes, motherfucker. My nose is so itchy. My nose is so itchy! My nose! So obvious. Oh. Oh, I thought I was gonna catch that. Okay. Oh man. Oh! My TP! Fuck! My DP, bro. Yeah, good shit. I had him there too. I had him. Oh! I tried to light DP. I had him there, bro. I went full aggro at the wrong time. I went full aggro at the wrong time, bro. Really? I bet you didn't know you could do that. These are good setups I'm doing today. I'm doing a lot of good setups today. Why is this so laggy? This is so laggy. What the fuck happened? I should have parried. I should have parried. Damn it. Stand. Do the fucking DP! Oh my god. It didn't come out when I tried to do it. That's my own problem with like spacing jumps. Oh! Don't do it. No! Oh my god! Why does that keep happening? Get fucked. Do it! Do it! Do it! Man! That wasn't a bad idea, to be honest. This person is like a little higher level playing a different character. Ah. Damn it! I'm trying to catch him overheading, but he's not doing it. Okay. He's gonna grab me now. Yeah. He's gonna grab now. He's probably gonna shimmy me now, so I'm just gonna have to eat these grabs. Her grabs don't do a lot of damage. See? I just fucking said he's gonna shimmy me, and he did it. What are you doing? Oh my god. I'm so glad that hit. I wasn't trying to do it like that. I was trying to do DP. Yikes. Nice. That sucked. Oh, I'm dead. I'm dead. Bitch! I was playing really well too. He got really cautious at the end, and I actually wanted to parry one time in that round, and I grabbed. And sometimes, like, I don't know if that happens to anybody else, but like, I'll be wanting to do one thing, but I'll be like the 3 sets of buttons, and I'll hit the wrong set. Like, I'll hit grab instead of parry, or DI instead of fucking grab or something, because you just get overwhelmed with everything that's going on. But I was playing pretty good there. It was good setups the whole time. Carmen? Is that a girl's name? Okay, bitch. No! Too short. Uh-oh. How? What? That's fucking bullshit, dude. Do it! Do it! Oh, you piece of shit! Very gimmicky, Akuma. Yikes. I'm gonna die now. Oh, wow. Okay. He's gonna jump over me. Oh, this is fucking oh, fuck! I grabbed! I was trying to DP and I grabbed. Because the buttons are close together. Shit. I hate losing to bad reactions, dude. I hate losing to bad reactions. Okay. I should have. If I had done that one time, the back heavy kick, it would have fucking killed him in the last game. So gimmick. So gimmicky. Bro, where are my DPs going, bro? Where the fuck are my DPs going? Oh. Yo. I deserve to lose this, to be honest. I deserve to lose that. I'm not reacting well. Being on this side is hard to play against. That's such a shit round to lose. Like, I'd be winning. I have better fundamentals, but I keep reacting poorly to stuff. Oh my god. Nice. I have better fundamentals than this guy by a lot, or girl, but I keep fucking reacting to punishes. Oh my god. No, bro. What is my deal? He didn't do anything traditional at all with Akuma. Like, I'm just like autopilot reacting. Man, it's so frustrating. So frustrating, bro. I could have heavy punched, could have back heavy kicked again, and then I just like have a bad reaction. Like the guy has very poor fundamentals, like overall as a player, and I'm just like not punishing him right. This is super laggy. Why is this so laggy, dude? Like, just bad reactions, bro. That's still what I'm losing to, is like my inefficiencies with some of the like the two-player stuff. Because a lot of these people, like in these ranges, have really bad fundamentals, but you just have to punish them right. And for the most part, I am. This is so laggy. You're a piece of shit, dude. You're a piece of shit. This is so laggy, dude.
Akuma, win!
I don't have time to play.
Here comes a new challenger.
Ready? Then show me.
Hold up. Missed the jab. Damn. Nice. Nice. Nice fucking lag, dude. Nice Wi-Fi. Fucking tight. Excuse me? Oh my god, can I just get my meter back already? Oh my. This is so laggy, dude. You're not shit for playing on Wi-Fi, buddy. Okay. I was so sure he was about to do a special, but he didn't. Damn, bro. Really?
Akuma, win! Another fight is coming your way. Welcome to the stream. Round one. Fight. Coming in, huh?
He really did not want to get burnt out, bro. He died before, instead of getting burnt out. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. What? I don't know how the fuck I missed that medium punch there. How did I miss that? That's such bullshit, bro. How did I miss the fucking medium punch? Right in his face? Okay. Nice, man. He's trying to like... Okay. What? Could I have killed him? I think I could have killed him. Yes! I could have fucking killed the shit out of him!
Akuma, win!
LOL! He made his shit. Bad as shit. Okay, okay. Okay. I didn't mean to do that, but... Would you fucking DI, please? Oh my god. This is going not the way I wanted it to go. Nice. Nice, man. Nice! He's being a little silly boy right now. Yo. You doing that, bro? Is he doing that? I feel like he's doing that. I feel like he's doing that because he has a win streak, and when he started losing, it got really laggy, and he's going in the corner. I really feel like he's doing that. What the fuck, bro?